episode of Grassroots Garage, we have a proper sorted race car and Targa Tasmania winner, Ripper.
I get very nervous sitting in front of a car when the owner says that Mazda's filmed it. This is a beautiful little car. It's David's car. David, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Pete. Good to see you.
From Silverthorn Automotive. We're on the beautiful northern beaches of Sydney. We love it. Mate, tell us about your car.
Look, we bought this many years ago, probably 2002, 2003, I think, as a rolling shell. Bought it with the idea of just having fun with the car, really, in the beginning. When the car arrived, it came on a trailer from outback Queensland. We didn't know what it was going to be like. It was sight unseen. It turned up, it was good. Michael, my partner in crime, painted it, built it for the first time, and it just looked a bit too good to leave at that. So we ended up building it up to a level to compete in Targa Tasmania, and we ended up doing about 6 or 7 of them in the end. So
nice.
Yeah.
Ripper may have retired from racing, but it's still as angry as ever. Here we are, brapping around the beautiful northern beaches of Sydney. And we accidentally found a wedding.
So we've just had to stop here this afternoon and let this couple walk down the aisle together.
They look lovely. They're going to be really happy.
Looks like a lovely afternoon at the beach, but we don't really want to annoy them too much with the 13B PP.
Yes. I
So
think they'll hear each other's vows now, Michael, which is good.
So we might just start up and try and trickle away as sedately as we can.
After quickly shutting down, we debated what to do next, as this was a one-way in, one-way out area. We'd like to wish the happy couple all the best for a long and happy life together. Hopefully the groom likes rotaries.
Couple of instructions on the notice on the accelerator pedal, the sticker on the top.
Just in case you forget. Love that. Let's go right back to the start. We want to hear about your first car.
It was a Suzuki Caravan, 800cc 3-cylinder.
Yeah?
I nearly died in it many times, but
Rolling it?
yeah, my friends used to pick it up each end actually and put it between 2 trees. So when I finished school, I couldn't get my car home, so I needed colleagues to move it. So that was the first car. I guess that was the start of small cars in my world. But my history with the Mazdas really goes to watching probably guys like Terry Lewis and Rick Shaw doing circuit racing back in the day, late 80s, 90s. And I just fell in love with those cars from then. and here I am. So that's the one I always wanted to build.
You got any other car highlights of cars you've owned over the years?
The FD RX7, so I had a nice SP build RX7 for a while.
Yeah.
I later went on and built some Evos and competed in Targa with a Tommy Mackinnon Evo, which was a bit of a soft spot. The guy who owns it won't sell it back to me anymore. So anyway, he's watching this. Hopefully one day we'll see.
Sell it back to us. We want to go for a drive in it. So let's just say I've walked in here and I've dropped a huge bucket of cash on the floor. What are we doing to the car? What would you change?
There's not a lot.
No?
I keep doing it when it needs it. So it's pretty good now. We've thought about changing its configuration or going to a 20B PP engine. That was a thought, but then it kind of rules it out for entering motorsport. At the moment, it's a road car. It's engineered for that. It fits into a class in motorsport or tarmac rally. So I'm kind of keeping it where it is. I don't know that I want to do anything more with it.
Yeah.
I've thought about it, but yeah, if it was going to be anything, it'd be a 20B.
No, NA20B?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Who built the motor?
So this motor was built by Justin Cairns. He assembled it. We had Pete Basmagian do the porting job on this. It's a 13B PP, and Justin Cairns from Dyno House did the engine assembly for us.
It's obviously going well, you know?
It's good, yeah. Look, that motor's now about 7 or 8, 9 years old.
Really?
Been pulled down once, and it's beautiful.
And it's not like it's like you're entering into motorsport with it. It's not like it's cruising the streets. It's getting given a hard time.
Yeah, it's doing some work. It still does occasionally. I do only probably doing 1 or 2 track days a year in it these days. Retired it from competitive motorsport in 2010, 2011, I think. And then it's just been a maintenance exercise, really. A few car shows and a few Mazda days, and that's about it.
Love that. We're in this beautiful big workshop, Silverthorne Automotive. Let's just say you've retired, you don't need to work anymore because I brought that big bucket of cash in.
Right, good.
What are we putting in the garage? What are we putting in here?
Oh, gee, I don't know. I mean, another favourite I didn't mention, I did a Moffat replica RX7, which I sold too fast, and I wish I kept that. It was actually owned by Ian Luff. It had a bit of motor racing history, and that was a great car that I did up to race as well, but I parted with that. I wouldn't mind doing one of those again.
Yeah,
but all the Mazda stuff's skyrocketed, so you know they're expensive builds. But with a big bucket of cash, then I can do whatever.
You can do whatever you want, mate. A lot of the Mazda guys go, okay, I have an R100 or have an RX2, RX3, you know.
I keep this. I'd probably do, a Group C RX7 I'd like to do again.
Like another replica, like a Moffat?
And a nice FD. Yeah, Moffat replica,
nice,
that number 43 car stands out for me.
Oh, yeah. I'm not done. That's not enough cars. That's only 3. What else are you parking in here? You've got unlimited money.
Gee.
You'd get the Tommy Mac back.
I'd probably try and get the Mackinnon back. They're another one that's climbing and becoming unachievable. An R32 Skyline, I've got a spot for those. I've had a Lotus before, an Exige, which was a good fun car. I wouldn't mind a Lotus Exige again as well, so they're good fun. Something small and fast. That's the key.
Dave, where are you?
There's RS3 Escorts in the use.
Brother Peter.
We got room. I added an engine bay over here. What are you going to do?
Mark 1 Escort.
Nice. But that's not the end of it. Like rally spec, what are you doing? You doing bubble arches?
Bubble arches, of course. Same spec or build level to that, I guess.
Cosy? Got to put a Cosy in it.
I don't know. 2 litre something.
Pinto maybe?
Pinto's good.
Mate, those Harris boys are building
Non-turbo,
monster.
Something like that. That'd be perfect. And then a good gearbox.
Can you buy 2? Just.
With your endless bucket of cash, of course we can.
Take me back to the very beginning. What made you want to do Targa originally?
Look, I always liked the diversity in motorsport that the Targa has. So when you go down there, or even before I went there, I knew there were 300 cars competing and they're all completely different. And it was that difference or parity that appealed to me. You've got an AC Cobra racing against a modern four-wheel drive turbo car, and then you've got one of these, and you know, maybe this is going past a Porsche. We like to do that if we can, and that's what we pride ourselves really with this car. And I just like that. I like that whole idea of different cars integrating and competing on an open road.
So what was the first year this did Targa?
2006.
My understanding is it's not like I can't do Targa if I want to. You have to get on a list or something. How did you
it's
organise
like an acceptance basis. So initially you build the car to comply to CAMS regulations, and then it's a licence process that you go through to get an international rally licence. and then to be accepted, you just write to them and apply basically. The car has to have some kind of motorsport heritage by design, which these do. And then once you're accepted, then it's just a matter of paying entry fees and getting yourself to a good knowledge level to be able to compete.
And so you had to do a bunch of, like, you've got a motorsport background, but did you have to do a bunch of rally, like other tarmac rallies prior to Targa?
No, Targa Tasmania was the first, but I'd done a lot of driver training and that sort of thing along the way. So a lot of circuit training and education, and I'd done a bit of racing in the past before.
Yeah. So, Gula, do any Holden Gemini station wagons have any rally history? No, that's all right. No, I'm not getting into Targa. That's all right. I don't know how to ask this question, but
sure.
Talk to me about Targa. Was it what you thought it was going to be? Something Targa related now.
Okay, yeah, sure. Michael Freer, so he's here with me now and works.
Michael, get in the damn video. Get in here. We want to hear about when you bought the car. We're putting him on the spot. We put him on the spot.
So Michael and I. Well, Michael built the car back in 2005-06 to compete. We built it to fit into all the regulations needed. And then for him doing that, I said, let's go and drive the car together at Targa. So we literally sat like this, a bit closer, and we shared the driving in that first year.
Yeah.
So as an experience, I mean, you can ask Michael as much as me, but it was amazing.
5 days, competitive stages, plus you've got all the driving between stages. Like some of the roads in Tasmania are just amazing, and there's a couple of transport stages where the speed limit's 100 k's, and the roads in Australia it'd be a 60 k speed limit. So even just sticking to the speed limit, it was pretty fun. So
yeah, absolutely.
I remember the first stage we did. We're both fresh to do Targa in 06 in a rear-wheel drive Bridgeport RX3. It was ridiculous. A lot of friends had bets on us making stage 1, turn 2, stage 2, turn 1, all this sort of stuff. Anyway, the first stage we turned up to do in this, and it's fog. We couldn't see, we could see 15 metres in front of us. And it's like, okay, go, do it as fast as you can. And you're driving a road you haven't seen. You can't see the next corner, and that was our intro. But you'll learn a lot along the way, and we did it.
The first year we didn't have that many expectations. We just wanted to enjoy it and finish. Bring the car back in one piece. Like especially after I built it for that. We didn't want to damage it. We just wanted to have fun, and then I think after that first year, Dave got the bug and started to drive it a bit harder than we did in that first year. But it was a very enjoyable. It's something I'll never forget. If anyone had the chance, I'd say do it.
It's on the radar to do it again.
It's an amazing event. Yeah.
So you get given notes, like driver's notes, but they're not your notes. You don't get to do the stage and write your own notes.
We did. That first year we entered in called a thoroughbred sport class, which doesn't exist anymore, where we ran on what they call a tulip note, which is abbreviated notes and easy to understand. That was okay for us as an intro. Every year after that, though, we used a company called Rally Notes, and we actually paid for their full pace notes to do, which is like the company that does all the dirt rally notes and that sort of stuff. So we use full pace notes after that, which is an exercise on its own, working those out. But yeah, look, we got through that first year. It was, you just want to hug each other. You sit there so close to each other for 6 days. There's times where you get on each other's nerves, but we've worked each other out pretty well. You guys know what it's like. But look, here we are. 20 years later, we're still making the same jokes.
I want to go right back to the start. Tell us about when you first got it out of Queensland.
I had my own workshop in on the Northern Beaches, and Dave approached me and said he wanted to build an RX3 and found a shell, and it came from Gladstone, so we had it shipped down. We picked it up from a depot in out west somewhere, and it came on a trailer, and we just got into it, and it was a really good shell, very straight. So we just stripped it back, painted it. Dave had the motor. It was a 13B.
Mike Mortimer built us a Bridgeport for it. And then I picked his brain. He was an ex-circuit racing guy who raced these back in the day and at Bathurst. And then we got him basically to give us a design idea on what we wanted to do. So he did the engine, and then we just followed his lead on how he set the car up. And that's how we ran it, really. We did a lot of practice at Oran Park back in the day with Luffy, did a bit of driver training
Eastern
there.
Creek
And Eastern Creek, we did
Yeah.
some time out there, and we were ready to go when we turned up. In the car we'd got, you know, a good 6 to 9 months in the car before we started.
yeah.
So what was the car doing in Gladstone? Sorry to interrupt you. What was the car doing? Was it just a street car?
Dave, yeah, you know a bit more about the
It
shell.
was quite interesting. It sat outside a house there, and I just remember the photos. It was red dirt and an old fibro house, and it sat down the side of this guy's house. And Neville was his name. I never met him. I just spoke to him through eBay. And we ended up buying a car and just hoping it was going to turn up to begin, and it did.
I think it was about $2,000. What,
It was
$2,000?
$2,500.
I was going to ask that. I was going to
2,000 or
So
2,500.
$2,500 grand. So it's gone up 4,000%, has it?
I think so.
it-
Yeah, we said. You know,
It has had a lot of dollars put into it, but
Because when it turned up, the first things, the reason we bought it, we were going to go halves initially, and I said, look, Mick, let's just put a Bridgeport in it, and we'll get it
As a
going.
street car.
It'll cost us 8 or 10 grand, and then it didn't. It ended up. As soon as we painted it, it just looked too good. The body was great, and we thought, no, we need to start putting good
Everything
components in
changes
it.
when you put a good coat of paint on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Who
so-
painted it for you?
Originally, it was
shop,
painted at my
yeah.
shop,
Oh, nice.
I had a panel beater and a spray painter doing resto work. So yeah, we painted it in the original Mazda blue back in the day, and just turned out great. You know, there's not a lot of bog in it. There's no rust. It's just a really straight shell. You know, just one of those you'd almost call it a barn find.
Yeah.
You know, it was.
It was then, yeah. There was rats in the seats.
Yeah,
and stuff.
there was no rust repairs on it. It was just rub it back, you know, a little bit of straightening here and there, and put it together, painted it.
Yeah. So we sort of developed the car. I guess we did the first build with the Bridgeport, competed the second year with the Bridgeport engine, and then as I got more competitive with the car, Stuart Hatton came to navigate with me, and then we ran for 5 years or so. We won our class for about 5 years in a row, which was good. And as each year we would go, we'd improve something. So to the point we developed the brakes. We've got Porsche Brembos now in there. We've developed that. We've put a peripheral port motor in there for a bit more horsepower, and now we're running fuel injection on the car as well. But we stripped some weight out one year, and each year we seem to go a little bit quicker, just to try and beat those modern four-wheel drive turbo cars, which we sometimes do.
Yeah. So now, small aside, this is going to be fun for Ryan trying to edit it later. Tell us about this thing over here. What's going on over here? What's this?
That's my Datsun 1600 1970 model. We did a full rebuild on in 2004. And it's just come down here for another rebuild. So
And it was this handsome rooster's here's wedding car. We love that.
it sure was.
I've done those photos out.
I've done one wedding in my time, and it was.
Got him.
I think probably 98 for $8,000. It had a FJ20 turbo in it, no intercooler or anything. It was fairly stock. It was balanced. At about 180 kilowatts at the wheels. Cost me, I bought it for $8,000. Had a little bit of a front ender in it, and then once I decided to do the front, again, I put a coat of paint on it, and it looked so good that nothing could go back on unless it was painted or chromed or polished or. Got as many new parts as I could, new chrome. Had all the bumpers done, put the 17-inch OZ racing wheels with 330mm front discs and AP racing calipers, rear discs. Had a Motec computer in it, ECU, good seats, good suspension. So it was a really good all-round car. It's just been sitting under a cover for a while, and going to rebuild it and
It's getting a new
bring it
lease
back
of
to its
life now.
bring it back to its glory days.
Mate, you give us a call the day that's finished, and we are here.
Absolutely.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah,
I can't
absolutely.
wait to see that thing on the road.
Me either.
What a week.
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
initially said it was going to be end of this year, didn't we? And then as soon as I got Michael to bring it down here, and I said, put it in the shop The engine and gearbox came out in about 3 hours, and we've already booked a paint job, so it's more looking like...
Yeah. I'm a bit disappointed that I can't do the bodywork and all that myself, but that's all right. I can do everything else.
Yeah.
I'll just have the only real thing I can't do, or I can, but I'll have someone build the motor for me, and then we'll just assemble it all, put it all together, and yeah, bring it back to life.
So that's it from the legends at Silverthorne Automotive. Gents, thank you so much for your time. We'll be back for part 2.